Hi and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to do your Chinese horoscopes for 2021, the year of the ox. So we're going to do the year of the ox. So according to the Chinese Zodiac, 2021 is the year of the ox. And let's hope it's going to be a little bit better than 2020, because that was a pretty poor year for most people on just about every front. But this year is supposed to be a lot more lucky, actually. It's supposed to be a good time to focus on longer term things, but on relationships in particular. And I know a lot of you have been in lockdown, and that must be a terrible period for anybody that's single. But this is going to be a year when relationships can flourish quite well for most signs, actually, for all signs. It's better generally overall for everyone. And so it's a time also when you can make new friends. So I'm sure that as we gradually come out of this pandemic, people are going to want to socialise more. So the kind of the year of the ox is a pretty good one for socialising with friends. So it's generally a pretty positive sign, and it's a positive energy as we come out of this horrible coronavirus period of 2020. Now, the ox as a symbol in Chinese astrology is a very hard-working animal and very methodical. Right, so it's anything you have to do in life at the moment that requires hard work is the time to do it. This is the time when hard work brings rewards. It's not a time when sudden things come into your life and you suddenly make money and speculative things. This is where you have to be persevering, right? And any good luck you've had already, they say, will also be increased upon. So it's a time for consolidating your good luck. As the Chinese believe a great deal in luck, but this is a lucky time really for most people. The ox is a in Taoism they have this idea of yin and yang, which you've heard about. Well, the ox is dominated by the yin energy, so it's the passive female the passive female energy of the ox for this year. So it's going to be a time when the ox is a strong animal, and it's also a time when people can carry the weight of responsibilities. And it's a time also when we can redouble our efforts to achieve the things we want in life. And so this, for the world at large, is a time when we can make slow and steady progress, and also slow and steady release from the burdens of the past, actually, which, you know, of course has been paramount in 2020 with all the problems of coronavirus. So it's promising for a steady energy that will slowly bring us out of the crisis of 2020. So it's not going to be sudden releases and everything's going to be all right overnight. It's not. I think we've already understood that. As the vaccines roll out, the year will gradually get less and less stressed, even with all these additional variants coming in. You know, I made some predictions about that in my prediction period, didn't I? I told you all about that there'll be other viruses coming, which seems to be the case now. Nonetheless, I still think we'll get through it. So this is also the element for this animal, the ox, is metal. So this is a metal year. We had a metal year last year. So they say that the lucky colour for metal is the colour white. So that's supposed to be the positive colour. So it's a favourable year for economic recovery then, worldwide. And a period, again, like I said, perseverance and consolidation. These are kind of the key words for this sort of thing. And it's so, therefore, if you're making investments and things like that, this is the time for making long-term investments rather than short-term ones. I expect the stock market to go wild when we know the pandemic is completely over, but at the moment, and probably for this year still, you know, there's still uncertainty in the air, so it's probably best to put your money into long-term investments according to Chinese astrology. This is also a good time for anything connected. Like I said, it's connected, good for love and friends and things, but also a good time for family. And obviously, a lot of us have had to sort of withdraw to the confines of our family, and we're all stuck in at home, and our family are probably, for many of you, the closest people around you all the time. So this is still a year of good period for consolidation within the family, a time when there is order in the family. And order in the family, of course, brings there will be order in society. We have to start with the family always. This is actually a very interesting Chinese concept. If you look at it in, for example, the I Ching, it talks in the hexagram of the family. It always talks about that we make the family secure first. Then we go out and we make the society around us immediately with our friends and the relations. We make that balance, and then we extend out to the whole world. So it's a positive thing. It's coming back to the centre of things. It's a stable period. Now, I'm now going to move on to the individual signs. But if you're new to this channel, do follow us, because we have all sorts of things going on this channel. And we have every Friday, my wife Jane and myself give a talk about all sorts of paranormal things. And you can, in the live sessions, ask us questions and join in psychic experiments and all sorts of fun stuff that we have going on Fridays. And of course, you'll also get all sorts of predictions and things on this channel as well. So don't forget, click that little bell thing to subscribe, and click the bell motive when you do press the subscribe button, and you'll get updates about what's coming up. And there's loads coming up this year. 2021 Chinese horoscopes for the year of the pig. So 2021 for you should be quite a good year for anything to do with professional prospects. Anything you want to do with your career should be pretty good, particularly if it's in terms of learning, university, things like that. All good and well starred. You'll be good at all those things, but not quite so lucky in love this year. It's not the best of years for the people born under the year of pig when it comes to relationships. You've got to be cautious to avoid conflicts. And also there's a tendency to have conflicts with people at the workplace too. So, you're not going to be stuck with that. You just need to change you have to adapt and change the way you act. Don't be argumentative, basically, in matters of love and also at work. And if you can do that, you'll be fine, because you're a very, very diligent sign, the sign of the pig. And you can also be very powerful and can make very powerful progress, particularly, as I say, in professional things this year, all your career. You might land the really #1 top job if you're looking for a new job, or you're looking for a promotion, because this is a very good year for getting some really impressive advances in your career. So that should happen for you. So it should be easier for you, but obviously be a bit more cautious from some of those other more sensitive areas of your life, because your talents this year and your experience this year could be well received and recognized, and it could put you really on the right track for a good career this year, and which will be a great relief to you, because you felt held back for some time in that area of your life, and it's something you really want to start to make some real movement. And so this, in the year of the ox, is a great time for all that type of thing. So when it comes to, if you're single and you're looking for love, you need to be quite flexible. You need to be quite cheerful. Don't get moody and argumentative, like I said. And you should meet people, possibly. This is quite a good time for meeting new people, so unknown people, as it were. So blind dates, things like that could kind of work if you're looking for love and you're single. But if you're already married, if you're in a partnership, again, it's important not to take people for granted. There's a tendency for the pig during the year of the ox to sort of look after itself and focused on its career, doing its own thing, and forget about everybody else around them. So, drop that selfishness a little bit, guys. Maybe some gifts, and maybe lavish gifts or something, or praise, or being nice and just help people feel good about themselves will go a long way and pay you rewards. So it could be quite an eventful year for you as well. You could have quite a lot of big upheavals and changes this year. And these changes can bring success if they're approached in the right way, but they can also be difficult and awkward. So you need to be cautious. You need to think a lot about what you're doing. You don't want to be reckless. You've got to keep quite stable in the way you act this year. So it's going to be a successful year. It should work out all right for you if you take things in the right way in all areas of your life, including love. Like I said, you've got to be a bit more cautious in that area, but it should be all right. You might be able to change jobs. You might even be able to get married because there's big changes ahead this year. So go ahead with all your projects. Have a go with things. Just temper yourself a little bit. Don't take people too much for granted. And I'm sure that if you do this, you act in the right way, fortune will favour you. Okay, so move on, move forward and take on 2021 and you could make some big steps, particularly, like I say, in career. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that today. If you are interested, of course, in finding out about your future and particularly your astrology, I've got a load of astrologers working on my website at psychics.co.uk who will give you some forecasts for your way ahead and what the 2021 holds in store for you. And if you really want to sort of learn more about these type of subjects, do have a look at some of my books. Messages from the Universe particularly is a great book. I say it is my book, but it's a great insight, I think, into the forces of fate and where we're going in the world and the incredible things I discovered in India about astrology, as well as also my other books like the Psychic School, for example, which will teach you all about how to develop your own psychic gifts and so on. So have a look at some of that. Have a look at the website, particularly, and if you haven't already, and have a look at some of the articles there. And follow this channel, because if you follow this channel and you're new to this channel, you'll find that we're offering all sorts of interesting stuff all the time. And like I said at the top of the show, we have a Friday night show that comes on every Friday night live, and we have all sorts of interesting things going on there. A different topic every week. We approach things in different ways all the time, and you'll be able to meet myself and my wife, who's also psychic there, and you'll be able to ask us questions and enjoy psychic experiments and all sorts of interesting stuff that we do all the time. So follow the channel. It's very easy. Just click that little button at the bottom of the screen there, and then click the little bell thingy there, and it will mean that you get updates every time we release a new video. Anyway, thanks for joining us. See you all soon. Bye for now.
Would you like a personal psychic reading? Visit psychics.co.uk for quality international readings with Craig and his team of clairvoyants. Improve your life and find the path to a better future. You can book readings by phone or email. For a quality reading, visit psychics.co.uk now. They are the real deal.